10 years ago, the postal operators in the industry were talking a lot about how to save mail. Now you've seen over that decade that completely changed. It feels like parcel traffic now is the replacement of mail.
Live again from WMX Europe, today with Tom-Ross Joannou, Managing Director of Triangle Management Service, meaning the organizer of WMX Europe. That is a reference point as an event for the logistic industry. So Tom, first question is this: what are shifts and trends that are making your today's agenda compare with like a decade or 2 decades ago?
That's a great question. I mean, 10 years ago, the postal operators in the industry were talking a lot about how to save mail. You know, they were looking at different technology that was coming in, but it was all directed a lot around about the mail industry still. Hybrid mail, different solutions about how they could protect the mail. Now you've seen over that decade that completely changed. You know, it's gone about e-commerce traffic, parcel traffic, and a lot now about how technology and the future is sort of like changing. You know, how mail is almost not relevant anymore. And so yeah, you can see the trends have changed completely from a postal operator becoming much more of a parcel operator.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a very interesting change, I think, which is obvious in my opinion.
Absolutely agree, and change is bridging us to the second question. Last mile is an ever-changing place that now is having a lot of disruptor in its business. And how do you see the role of WMX in bridging innovators and traditional carriers in attending your events?
With change, there's always challenges, there's always questions that need to be answered. So with a conference like ours, it brings everyone together to understand the trends, understand new players in the market, new companies that are coming in that can help shape their businesses and change things for the better. You know, I think, you know, as you say, I mean, the last mile has become a big topic, in particular because it feels like parcel traffic now is the replacement of mail. So people's trends and how they want to get their parcels it's changed dramatically, and I think operators now need to innovate. You know, from being traditionally quite slow at reacting to things, they're having to play in a market which is really quick and really speedy, and they need to change their game. So I think that's how it's all helping people learn and collaborate with new companies.
Yeah, collaboration is a new trend in the logistics space, absolutely. And WMX, we have Europe, we have Asia, we have Americas. And what are the insights that you get from each last mile region? And how do you build your agenda for next upcoming years through local insights?
Well, I think again, it's like, you know, we operate in different regions around the world, mainly because they are still very different challenges and different approaches from it. I mean, you go into Asia, Asia's very much about the cross-border e-commerce and the players that are there, how you can bring that back into America, into Europe. The American market is a huge market, as you know. Challenges that we have there at the minute is what's happening within the government, with tariff changes, with rule changes. It makes it very interesting. And Europe's quite established. But the good thing about Europe is the rest of the world can learn from it. You know, they're very much, you know, in terms of last mile innovation, parcel lockers and stuff, and sort of like autonomous vehicles and robotics. You know, they seem to be quite advanced. So the rest of the world come and learn from that. And I think the other areas there's still opportunities to take. It's very different from wherever we are in the world, which makes it interesting.
But always interesting to build something new. And something new is just around the corner, 6 months from 26, where you will organize again WMX Europe. Which are the new trends that will be 26 agenda from your point of view?
What we've seen a really big shift in over the last few years is how technology is growing at a rapid speed. You know, AI in particular. You know, we've spoken about it at this conference quite a bit. You can see it in our exhibition area. Everybody's talking about AI and how that fits into the industry. It would be interesting, I think, next year to see how that has moved forward again. I think within another 12 months, you're going to see a huge shift in that and how that's playing a really positive part for the sector. But it's also going to be a disruptor for a lot of companies, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Next year will be a different year with a lot of innovation and technology at the conference. Well, thanks to Tom, and see you in 26.
Yes, thank you very much, and thanks for your support. Take care.